Happy Sunday, everybody. Steve here. So I'm currently sitting in Seattle right now, right across from the airport, on a trip, and jump seated over to Seattle yesterday. Got in and get ready to head out here in about 2.5 hours, flying to Fort Worth. So got this video out a little. It's morning for me. It might not be for you by the time you see this. But happy Sunday to you. Wanted to talk today about when God blesses you, then what? And I was reading, and I've made my way all the way through the Bible. Took me, reading a chapter a day. Took me about 3 years to get all the way through. Now I'm back around. So I'm in the book of Deuteronomy now, chapter 8. So this is Moses talking to the children of Israel. And of course, Moses didn't go into the promised land. God told him, you're not going in. And so Moses is giving them a final pep talk, basically, before they head into, they had almost gone to the promised land, got turned around, wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. Now they're on the edge, and they're just about to go in. And so this is Moses's final pep talk, basically, is the first part of Deuteronomy. And he's reminded them, look, you've been out in the wilderness for 40 years. You wandered, your sandals didn't wear out. Your feet didn't swell. He's like, you're about to go in now. And picking it up verse 6 now, observe the commands of the Lord your God, walking in obedience to him and revering him. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land with brooks, streams, and deep springs gushing out into the valleys and hills, a land with wheat and barley, vines and fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil, and honey, a land where bread will not be scarce and you will lack nothing, a land where the rocks are iron and you can dig copper out of the hills. That sounds pretty good. When you have eaten and are satisfied, praise the Lord your God for the good land he has given you. Be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God, failing to observe his commands, his laws, and his decrees that I'm giving you this day. Otherwise, when you eat and are satisfied, when you build fine houses and settle down, and when your herds and flocks grow large and your silver and gold increase, and all you have is multiplied, then your heart will become proud, and you will forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. He led you through the vast and dreadful wilderness, that thirsty and waterless land, with its venomous snakes and scorpions. He brought you water out of hard rock. He gave you manna to eat in the wilderness, something your ancestors had never known, to humble and test you, so that in the end it might go well with you. You may say to yourself, my power and the strength of my hands have produced this wealth for me. But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms his covenant, which he swore to your ancestors as it is today. So when God blesses us, when he does these things for us, when he prospers us, when he does all these things, what then? Right? So that's something I've been tried to be mindful of my whole life, to understand, and because that's really the time, when everybody talks about like foxhole Christians, foxhole converts, that there's no atheists in a foxhole. That's what they always used to say in wartime, that, when things are bad, when things are rough, and we turn to God and ask God to help, of course he's there. But what about in the good times? Like this land of milk and honey, when we're there, when we make it, when we have these fine houses, when we have plenty of money, when we lack for nothing, what then? And Moses is warning the children of Israel, when that happens, and that day will come, God will bless you, and he wants to bless us. He wants us to do well. And when that time comes, and when that day comes, what then? How are you going to be? And I've always tried to be mindful of that and understand that in the good times, boy, don't forget God. Don't forget who brought you here, and certainly don't be proud and sit back and go, boy, look at all I've done. Man, I'm pretty great, because it's God who prospers. It's God who brings us the wealth and the prosperity and everything else because he wants to. He's a loving father and he wants to bless us. And boy, think about, um, my children are older now, and um, and they're all on their way and doing great things. And Bella's about to start her senior year, and I think about my sons and how well they're doing, and my daughter and how well she's doing, and they're great, and they have taken the blessings that Arlene and I have given them, and the opportunities that we've provided them, and they've done great things with it. But they do look back and they are thankful and they are grateful, and they told us that how appreciative they are, and I think about how that makes Arlene and I feel when they tell us that they appreciate that, when they appreciate all the blessings that they've been given and the opportunities that they've been given, and it blesses us. And I think about that, and I think about how God must feel when at the height of prosperity, at the height of the things, when things are going well and everything else, when I take a moment and I get on my knees and I thank God for that, and I thank God for his blessings and what he's done for me, how that makes him feel, you know, that I didn't take these blessings and go and then in my pride go, man, I'm pretty great. I look at all that I've done, but I turn around and I thank God, Lord, I was faithful with what you've given me, and I've done this, but I couldn't have done it without you. And I think that I know how it makes me feel, and as a father, I just imagine how that must make God feel, when he's like, you think that was a blessing, here comes more, but or maybe not, but you know, that's when having a thankful heart and a blessed heart, and to be thankful to God for the things that he's done, and I thank him every day, and uh, so I just appreciate that, and so I strive to never forget and to always be mindful of the blessings that he's given me. So, well, I hope you have a great Sunday, and I hope this was a blessing to you. And we'll see you next time. Take care.